So, as a child, in middle school at least, I began to not like going due to a lot of factors, but mostly the fact that I developed social anxiety, and I got diagnosed with that at 14, but I developed it when I was about 12 or so, and when I was 12, I started skipping school very often. I never showed up, and I ended up missing enough days to actually get in trouble and have a social worker on my case, which was not very fun. It was not very pleasant to find out, and it caused a lot more anxiety. So, this problem continued throughout my high school career, which didn't last very long. I actually attended multiple high schools, and neither went very well. The last one I went to was actually not too horrible, but the problem was that I did skip school all the time because my anxiety got so bad that I was becoming physically ill. My stomach was very bad with it, and I would become very nauseous. So I ended up actually skipping half the days of classes that I had during that time. Literally, I dropped out of school halfway through the semester, and I had missed maybe 40 to 45 days out of 90 days. And out of the 90 days that were to be attended, and that's just how that went. But high school was not very good for me. It worsened my anxiety, and that made me attend school even less than I did before. So, I ended up, like I said, dropping out. And after I dropped out, I kind of stayed home all of the time because at that point I had no friends. I really only had my family as contacts. So the only people I ever saw were my family. It's not like I was seeing a doctor at that time either. I could have definitely used a psychiatrist, but due to insurance and other issues, I was not actually seeing one at that time. So, time went by until I finally turned 18, and I went out of my way to go to a college and take the GED test, which I passed, and it led to me getting my GED, which is a high school diploma equivalent, legally, I think, or I don't know if that's the right word, but it means I can go to college without finishing high school itself. I did actually try a program that was high school courses at college, but I did not do well with that, and I kind of dropped out a second time. So I just decided to go along with getting my GED, because hey, what's the harm? If I do well in college, I'll probably have good luck getting the job I want after. So, as I said, I kind of took the GED test, passed it, and I got my GED. So after that, I quickly began attending college classes, which, did not go so well at first. I am not totally sure why, because I can't remember it, but my grades were okay. I got A's and B's, but due to, some issues I was having, most likely the lack of medical attention I was receiving, I was not really enjoying my time, and I figured, hey, why don't I try working? And so I worked through a couple of jobs for very short times, and they went okay, but I didn't really enjoy them because, hey, retail sucks, and no one likes to treat retail employees like, people. Although my experience, I fortunately only interacted with very polite people in most cases, but it's not the best environment due to the customers. So I went through a couple of jobs, and then I started taking classes again, and that's kind of where I'm at now. I've been taking classes ever since, and I take them very slowly for several reasons, which I will not go into because they are personal and they are just boring, and I don't think anyone wants to hear about that. But I am currently attending classes at a college, and I would say I'm doing well enough. I get decent grades, and I enjoy my time in my classes. I really love the atmosphere of a college. I really like the other students because they've only ever been sweet to me. I have enjoyed my professors so far, they have been sweet to me, with very few exceptions at least. So, like, the point of this video, besides saying what I'm up to, is to reassure students who are maybe in middle or high school that it definitely will get better, either because you're out of school or maybe because you're in a better school. I think in every single case, people I've known have said that college was so much better for them and that they've had a much easier time there and a much less stressful time, with the exception of students who are overworking themselves for whatever reasons. There are definitely students who are having a miserable time in college because of, I don't know how many classes they're taking. They may not be going to the best college, or they may just be taking the wrong classes for having an okay time at least. Regardless, in my experience, I would say college has been much less stressful than any other school I've gone to. My anxiety has been so much better, not only because the hours are much better, the people are much better, but I've also gotten older. I've had medical attention, and I'm now medicated for several conditions that helps the anxiety, I would say, but ultimately, everything has just improved at least a little. And I of course still do have hard spots and very, very tough issues to deal with, but everything else is just improving, and I need to focus on that, and it seems like it's only going to be getting better, so I can only hope that would be the same case for many other people. So, other than that, I would just like to thank you for watching and listening. I hope this was at least a little bit interesting. I don't think I'm the most interesting person, but I can at least share some stories or some of my experience that may be interesting to others. So, thank you again, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.